If I could leave one thing behind, it would be the statement, I never lose. I have never lost a judo match in my life, regardless of what the statistics say. That mentality really came from the 2012 Olympics when I lost. Because when you're going into the Olympic Games and you're planning on winning, like that is your sole purpose in life, you have trained your entire life for this one moment in time to win an Olympic medal. If you don't honestly believe that you have that capability on that day at that moment in time, you're relying on luck. I truly and honestly believed I was gonna win. And then I fought the current Olympic champ in the semifinals. I had just beaten the world #1 and I was on my way to the final. We fought for 8 minutes. I got my eyes split open, I got my nose broken, and my mouth was bloodied. Not one penalty was given, and then I lost the flags. And at that moment, my whole world went straight downhill. I cried when I was on the mat, I cried when I got off the mat. I actually stopped in the hallway to collapse on the floor and cry again. And when I came out for the bronze, there was no heart, there was no fight, there was no drive. Like I was present, but I wasn't doing anything. I was like a kid at school who's at school, but he's spending all his time on his phone. I was fighting the match, but the whole time in my head, I'm replaying how I just lost the Olympic final in my dream. And the hard part was not coping with the loss. The hard part was coming back to training saying, we got to go another 4 years. And you go, well, today I am the best I will ever be. And you have that mentality and you don't make it. How do you approach training for the next 4 years? I would step onto the mats to train, and when my heart rate would rise, my emotion would collapse. Because every time I pushed myself hard, I would go, what am I doing this for? I can't win. It's just not gonna happen. I'm just not a good enough of an athlete to make an Olympic final. And for a year, I just couldn't understand and I couldn't cope. And then I realized I never really lost. If I take responsibility that I didn't do everything I could have, maybe it's not my technical ability or it's not my athletic ability, but it's my approach and how I approach the game. Now the game changes. How I interpret winning and how I interpret losing is very different for me than the general population. We've all heard the saying, if I'm learning from the situation, I'm not really losing, I'm learning. But what I do understand is every choice and every action I make, whether positive or negative, has an effect on the outcome of any situation. And nobody in any sport, in any industry, is good enough to remove my choice on what happens. So if I do something in a match and it causes me to lose, it's not because they were good enough and they beat me. It's because I chose to do something that was very wrong. And when I can take that understanding and that I don't lose to them, I can quickly fix the situation. And once I take responsibility for the action, I can make changes instantaneously. So now all I need is to be mentally strong enough to not make mistakes and believe in what I am doing. And having that mental switch after 2012 is what changed my game. And that's what it's about. Like, what did I go through and understand along my path so that I could see the light at the end of the tunnel?